Namaste everyone, welcome to the class. Now today we are going to see human resources. Let us start. A business is no better than the people it keeps. People are the most important assets of the business because the efficiency of all other resources, that is material, machinery, money, land and building, furniture and features, etc., depend upon the human resources. Human resources are the personal refer to all the people employed and working in the organization. The success of the business enterprise depend largely upon the caliber and dedication of the human resource. Effective management of human resource is therefore very important in the business. So wonderfully they have explained what we mean by human resource. Now human resource means the people who are working in one organization, in one company. Okay, so they are the most important because they are the one who are going to utilize different resources for different activities like for production, sales and other activities. So if in a company there are good skilled people employed, then that company is definitely going to grow. So here, effective management of human resources. Human resources means the people who are working in the organization is very important. Our topic is human resources. Human resources means the people who are working in the organization. Now let us understand meaning as explained by different, what we can say that different scholars. So human resource management or the personal management is concerned with acquisition, development, compensation, and maintenance of efficient and dedicated workforce according to Edwin Filippo. Okay, so according to Edwin Filippo, we will see afterwards. But here, human resource management or the personal management is concerned with acquisition. So, in human resource management, what we see how we are going to acquire the human, how we are going to recruit the people, their development, their compensation means what we are going to offer them, what pay we will give them, okay, for their work, what remuneration we give, and maintenance of an effective and dedicated workforce, how we maintain them, how we will retain them in our company. Okay, these all works are done by human resource management. According to Edwin Filippo, human resource management means the planning, organizing, directing and controlling of the procurement, development, compensation, integration and maintenance of the people for the purpose of contributing to organizational, individual and social goals. Human resource management seeks to achieve the success of business, its employees and the society at large. It is a challenging task due to the dynamic nature of the people. Human resource management is a pervasive function because it is required in every organization irrespective of its nature, size and objective. So what here we are going to say that human resource management seeks to achieve the success of business. So the main objective, main motive of the human resource management is to achieve the success of business. So its main objective is to achieve the success of business, its employees and the society at large. So not only the success of business but success of its employees and the society. It is a challenging task due to the dynamic nature of the people. Now this human resource management is a very challenging job. Okay. Human resource management is a pervasive function because it requires every organization irrespective of the nature, size and objective. Now human resource is required in every organization because people are needed for each and every organization for different types of work. Okay. So if you want to write the meaning of human resource according to Edwin Filippo, you can write human resource management means the planning, organizing, directing, and controlling of the procurement, development, compensation, integration, and maintenance of the people. So here we are talking about people only. Okay, here we are talking about people only for the purpose of contributing to the organizational, individual, and social goal. So how they are contributing to the organizational, individual, and social goal, right? Okay. Function of the human resource department. Now let us see in detail how the human resource department is working. The function of human resource department. In a business enterprise, the human resource department or the personnel department perform the following function. So the different functions, let us see one by one. So I just rotate it. Okay, so here human resource department. Now uh, we have divided in different parts like procurement of human resource, development of human resource, compensation, integration, maintenance, record and research. So under these different heads we are going to see how the human resource department is working. Procurement of human resource, in that we have categorized as human resource planning, recruitment, selection and placement. Development of human resource, in that we will see orientation and training. Okay, so let us see in detail. First is procurement of the human resource. The procurement function is concerned with the employment of right number and right type of people in the enterprise. Procurement function consists of the following activities. Now procurement means here we are going to employ the right number of people and right type of people for the enterprise. So if you are starting your business, in that business you require some number of people, say you require 5 people. So you should recruit 5 people only. Okay, if you are recruiting 6 people, then in that case you are recruiting one more people, so you are going to pay him. So unnecessary you are paying extra. If you are recruiting 4 people, then what will happen? You will not get the planned work, okay, because you need 5 people. So if you recruit 4 people, so as planned work will not happen. So right number of people should be recruited. Second is that right type of people should be recruited. Okay, right. If you are running say school, so in school you should appoint a right teacher. For mathematics you should appoint a teacher who knows mathematics well. If you will not appoint, then again you will not succeed in your business, right? So procurement of human resource means to employ right number and right type of people in the enterprise. Human resource planning. Now let us see this activity of procurement of human resource in some topics. We can say human resource planning. First is human resource planning. Human resource planning or manpower planning is the process of forecasting the number and type of personnel required to fill up the various positions in the enterprise during a given period of time in future, and preparing plans for meeting the forecast manpower needs. Okay, so here in planning what we do? In planning we analyze that in future how many people I have to recruit, how many people I need for a particular type of job, how many people I need, and how I am going to get that people. So this is the planning phase. It involves estimating the future, future manpower requirement, evaluating the existing manpower, identifying the gap between the demand for the internal supply of manpower, and formulating program for bridging the gap. So what different activities we are doing here? So it involves estimating the future manpower requirement. In future, how many persons I require. It involves estimating the future manpower requirement, evaluating the existing manpower. So we will going to see how many new persons we require, how many people already I have, and what is the gap between the demand for and internal supply. So how many manpower we have and how many we require, and formulating programs for bridging the gap. So how I will going to get those number of peoples, or how I will bridge the gap. Bridge the gap means how means if already I have 10 people and based on work I need 15 people. So how I'm going to get that 5 people extra? Either from the existing people I ask them to work more time, or I will recruit some more people. Okay. So in resource planning we see this activity. Okay, in future how many people we need and how we will get them. Second is recruitment. Recruitment means the process of identifying and exploring the sources of required manpower and choosing the right source. It aims is to secure a sufficient number of candidates so that a reasonable choice can be made. It is positive process because it involves creating a pool of candidates. Okay, so next phase is recruitment. Now I decided that these many people I require. So my next stage is to recruit them. Okay, to appoint them. So recruitment means the process of identifying and exploring the sources of the required manpower and choosing the right source. It aims is to secure the sufficient number of candidates so that a reasonable choice can be made. It is a positive process because it involves creating a pool of candidates. Now this is a positive process because from this we get the required number of candidates. So this is recruitment phase. Then selection. Selection is the process of choosing the most suitable person out of all the candidates who offer themselves for appointment. So when I require one person for any particular job, so it may possible that more than one people come for that job. Now from those people I am going to choose a suitable candidate. So that is called selection. It requires the evaluation and comparison of all the candidates in terms of requirement of the job to be filled. Selection procedure involves several steps such as scrutinizing of applications, tests, interviews, medical checkups, checking references, issuing appointment letter, etc. So in selection, various steps are involved, like as I want a best candidate for a particular job, so I'm going to test that person. I'm going to see whether he is medically fit or not. Okay, I will check references, that means from other sources. I will try to understand what is the nature of this particular person to whom I am going to recruit. Okay, so a rigorous procedure, okay, before selection, because once I select, now that person is going to be in the organization for a long time, means our motive is that the person should stay for a longer duration. So we check and then we select. Then the next stage is placement. The person selected for appointment are put on the specific job. Placement is the process of matching the candidate with the job. Persons are appointed on probation for a period of 1 or 2 years. After successful completion of the probationary period, the employee is confirmed on the job. Persons found unsuccessful during probation may be transferred to the other jobs or may be terminated. So these are the 4 stages involved in human resource procurement or procurement of the human resource. What are the 4 stages? First is planning. That means first we will see that how many people we require. Then recruitment, and that we try to gather the people who are suitable for the job. Then selection. From those gatherings, we try to find out the suitable candidate for my job, and then after getting a suitable candidate, I will place that person to a suitable job. That is called placement. Okay. Now second is development of human resource. Development refers to preparing employees for present and future job in the organization. Development means once I recruit a person, I am going to train that person. Okay, I will make him understand different skills which I require for my job. So development of human resource development refers to preparing employees for present and future jobs in the organization. It consists of the following activities. Now it consists of orientation. Orientation or induction. Now this word is familiar to you all. As in your school, orientation program, okay, happens during in the beginning of the year. So orientation or induction is the socialization process by which new employees are adjusted in the enterprise. Okay, they are formally introduced to their boss, subordinates, and colleagues. So here we are going to introduce these new employees to their boss, to their subordinates, to their colleagues. Lectures may be organized whenever senior managers inform the new employees. Whenever senior managers inform the new employees about the enterprise and its activities and encourage them to work hard. Now lectures are organized by the senior managers. Okay, these senior managers, they understand, they make employees understand that what they are going to do, how they are going to do, and they encourage them to do hard work. Hard work for what? For the success of the organization. The new employees may be taken around the factory and office. A handbook containing details about the history, operations, policies, rules, etc. of the enterprise may be distributed among the new employees. Orientation helps new employees feel at home in the new environment and concentrate on their work. So after orientation, okay, employees feel happy. Employees feel that it is their new home. Okay, they find that new environment very friendly. So orientation is necessary, right? Second is training. Okay, training of employees from all the department is a major function of human resource department. Okay, now that person is new, he does not know about our organization, so we need to train him. We need to make him understand how we are functioning. Okay, how our different departments are functioning, and this is the major function of human resource department, to train the new employee. Training is the process of imparting knowledge and skill so as to make a person competent for performing a job. So in training, what we do, we impart knowledge and skill. We impart knowledge, that means we give knowledge and skill to the person so that he can do the job better. Training is necessary and beneficial for both the employer and the employee. It is good for employer and employee. Okay, they understand how to work and it reduces the employer's work also. Trained employees produce better quality and quantity of the work. So a trained employee, he produce better output, okay, and good output. They cause less accidents and less wastage of the resources. Training help to improve the job security, earning and career prospects of an employee. Several on-the-job and off-the-job methods are used to impart training. Several on-the-job and off-the-job methods are used to impart the training. In on-the-job training, a person learns while performing the job. In on-the-job training, a person learns while performing the job. Therefore, on-the-job training is called learning by doing. Under off-the-job training, the employee is given training outside the job. Example, in the classroom, in the modern era, training of managers called executive development of management development has become very popular. Okay, so on-job training and off-job training. On-job training means while working, understanding the things, and off-job training means, okay, we are not putting them on work, rather than we are putting them in some classroom, and in that classroom we are explaining them different skills they need, or different terms what they need to understand, all those things. So orientation and training, this is development of human resource. Again, this is human resource department's job. Okay, job to develop the human resource. How they are developing? They are developing them by giving orientation and training. Now the third important area where human resource department is working is compensation. Compensation function involves the determination of a fair and equitable remuneration of the employees for their contribution towards the achievement of organizational objectives. Employees needs, job recruitments, legal provisions regarding minimum wages, capacity of the firm to pay, prevailing wage rate in the industry, etc., are the important factors which must be kept in view while fixing the remuneration of employees. In the determination of equitable remuneration, so what we are saying here, compensation function involves, compensation means to pay the employee, right? Okay, so if you are doing a better job, you should be paid better. Okay, it is as good as that. So compensation function involves the determination of fair and equitable remuneration of employees for their contribution towards the achievement of organizational objectives. So whatever work you are doing, for that, what is the what is the good amount that employer need to pay. Employee needs job requirement, legal provisions regarding minimum wages, capacity of the firm to pay, prevailing wage rates in the industry, etc., are the important factors which must be kept in view while fixing the remuneration of the employees. Now, while we are deciding how much we need to pay, so for that we have to keep something in our mind. Something is what? Prevailing wage rates. Prevailing wage rates means in industry, okay, for the same kind of job, what is the wage, what is the salary, okay, what is the minimum wage. Minimum wage means government fixes some minimum amount that key if you are recruiting for some person for some specific type of job, this is the minimum amount you need to pay. So human resource department should know that what is the minimum remuneration that I need to pay. Second, he should know that in industry for the same kind of job, what different other organizations are paying, and based on all these things, okay, the human resource department decides the compensation. He decides how much to pay. Now, in the determination of equitable remuneration for different types of personnel, the use of job evaluation, performance appraisal, and such other techniques of wage and salary administration is useful. In addition to monetary compensation, several types of non-financial payments may be made to employees in the form of housing, medical, conveyance, and other prerequisites. So, for payment means for their remuneration, um, in addition to monetary compensations, we give some other type of compensations also, like housing facility. Okay, so most of the time you will see that there are many jobs in which you get a living accommodation, right? They provide you housing. They provide medical facility also. So in case some medical emergency is there, you can get a treatment free of cost. Conveyance, some companies provide conveyance that your to and fro whatever charges are there for coming and going from the office, that they are paying. So like this, apart from salary, different other benefits are also given by the company, okay, that all come under remuneration. Now, fourth work of the human resource department is integration. Integration is concerned with the reconciliation of interest of the employees with the organizational goal. It involves the creation of sound industrial relation by establishing an efficient system of two-way communication between management and the worker. The personnel department must maintain continuous liaison with the trade unions to ensure industrial discipline, industrial peace, redressal of the employees' grievances, collective bargaining, collective bargainings, workers' participation in the management, etc. So integration, in short, if I want to tell you what is integration means, so integration means to make employees understand what is the goal of the organization, okay, what the manager need and what employees need to do. So they need to be connected, right? What manager wants, that must be understood by the employees, and what employees want, okay, that must be understood by the managers. So here the human resource department does the work of this integration. They try to make them integrate, they try to make them involve in one others activities. Maintenance function involves the creation of proper working condition so that personnel may work with dedication and efficiency. Maintenance function involves the creation of proper working condition so that the personnel may work with discipline and efficiency. So a proper working condition is provided by the department so that they are working efficiently. Sound working condition help to ensure the health, safety, welfare, motivation and morale of the employees. In addition to the good working condition like ventilation, lighting, freedom from noise, right temperature, sanitation, etc., welfare measures such as children's education, recreation, sports, cafeteria, restrooms, group insurance, etc. ensures the physical and social well-being of the employees. So maintenance means we are providing a better place for working. Okay, we are providing a better place for working, and also we are providing different facilities for their families. That is maintenance part of the human resource department. These welfare services are planned and administered by the personnel department. The personnel department also help the various departmental managers to devise financial and non-financial incentives in order to motivate the employees. Record and research. Systematic and up-to-date record of absenteeism, employee turnover, industrial accidents, industrial disputes, wage payments, grievances, etc. are necessary to help top management in the formulation of appropriate personnel policies and procedures. Personal research involves, so here record and research means what? Different types of record this human resource department is going to maintain. Like absenteeism means how many number of days a particular employee is absent. Employees turnover, how much output a employee is producing. Industrial accidents, about different kind of accident, different number of accidents. Industrial disputes, so how many time there is some dispute between the employees or between employees and managers. Wage payment, grievances, again the problems, okay, problems of the employees. These all things need to be recorded and need to be understood by the top management. So here the human resource department is recording all these things, okay, and based on this they are formulating a proper appropriate personal policies. Personal resources research involves the collection and dissemination of data to identify the causes of various personal problems like absenteeism, labor, turnover, accident, industrial disputes, etc. And based on these data, these records, they try to understand why these things are happening, why the employees are absent so many times, or why this kind of accident is happening. The foregoing function of the personal management may also be classified as under labor service function, including procurement, development and compensation of the employees. Staff function of providing advice and guidance on the personal problems, including integration, record and research. Welfare function concerned with maintenance of the personals. Okay, so we can also classify the functions of management as below. So here we have already seen how we define the functions of management in 6 different categories. We can also define in these 3 categories, where the first category is labor service function, which include procurement, development and compensation of the employees. So here what we are doing, we are clubbing some of the functions in one heading. That is, in labor service function, we are clubbing their procurement, okay, their development and their compensation. Second is staff function. Here we are including advice and guidance of the personal problems. Okay, it includes integration, record and research. So these functions we club in staff function. And in welfare function, we club maintenance of the personnel, or we can say that the maintenance of personnel that we put in welfare function. Okay, so like this we discussed all the different functions of the human resource department. So now here if we see the hierarchy of an organization, board of directors are there, then we have managing directors, then we have director human resource. So this topic we are discussing right now, human resource department. Then human resource managers are there, human resource for planning manager. So planning is planning manager, recruitment manager, training and development manager. So we assign different tasks to different managers in human resource department. So we have training and development manager, we have performance appraisal management, we have compensation manager, we have labor welfare manager, we have personal record and research manager. And recruitment manager, we have recruitment officer, selection officer, recruitment officer, orientation officer, placement officer, orientation officer, etc. So a very interesting chapter. Here we have seen, we have understood what human resource department is all about. Okay, what human resource is, why this human resource is very important, and a department, human resource management, which concerned with all the activities related with human resource. So different activities, different work performed by human resource department is seen here in detail. Okay, in summary, if we see, human resource management refers to procurement, development, compensation, integration and maintenance of the people required to achieve the objective of the organization and the society. The human resource department in a company perform the functions of acquiring, developing, compensation, maintenance and integration of the human resources. Okay, now let us see some of the questions. Define human resource management. What is a human resource planning? Define placement. What is orientation? Stay any one objective of the human resource department. These are short answer question. You again go through the topic, you will find all the answers. Long answers are, what do you understand by the human resource management? So their meaning you have to explain. Explain the function of human resource department in a large business. So we have seen 6 different functions. Okay, so you have to explain them in short. Explain the recruitment function of the human resource department. So if they ask for any one function, then you have to explain that function in detail. Throw some light on the compensation and maintenance function. So what is compensation and maintenance function? That we have to explain. Okay, they have given answers for few of the questions, like give 4 functions of human resource department. So procuring human resource, developing human resource, retaining human resource, maintaining human resource. These are the functions of human resource department. Now if it is for 2 marks, then okay, you write this is okay, but if it is for 3 or 4 marks, then you have to explain each and every point, okay, to some extent. Name the element of procurement function of the human resource department. So human resource planning, recruitment, selection, placement, these are different elements of procurement function of the human resource department. And name the element of development function of the human resource department. So development function, it include orientation, training and executive development. Okay, so a very simple chapter, right? Okay, now if we see what we will understand or what we have understood after going through this chapter, first is definition of the human resource management, second various functions of the human resource department. So this chapter, okay, comprise two main headings. One is what is human resource management, and second, what different functions this human resource management performs. Okay, so thank you for being with me in this chapter. In our next class, we will see a new chapter. Thank you.